Good morning. Got a little bit later start than I wanted to. It's a little bit after 11. It is currently -4 degrees. It is supposed to get down to -10 tonight, so I brought extra blankets and sleeping bags. Les Trigger's got a coat on, and I got some extra warm clothes for me just in case. But Trigger's running around having a good old time. And we're not going too far, just up here in the woods a little ways. And we're going to set up and go from there. Trigger! That's Trigger with his coat on. I got to make some adjustments on it. Goofy dog. He's all excited, but he'll be snuggling with me in my sleeping bag tonight, so he won't get cold. But yeah, so we're just gonna go over in that area somewhere and set up the tarp and get a fire going right away so I can make some lunch. Getting kind of hungry. See you then. Okay, I found the spot. I'm gonna go from this tree to that tree because the wind's coming from behind me. Put my tarp down. I've got a hump here, which is probably in the long run gonna suck. But what I'm gonna do is put my head and everything probably here, I think. I don't know. I'm gonna lay down and see how this feels. That ain't too bad. Okay, anyway, so I'm gonna pull the tarp out and get the string and everything ran and start getting that set up and then set the sleeping stuff up so Trigger's got somewhere to sit. And then I'm gonna get some firewood and get a fire going here. Getting hungry. I brought a classic campfire meal just for a snack. And so I'm gonna just do that real quick, and then for dinner tonight I've got some dehydrated sweet and sour chicken, I think it is, if I remember correctly, which I don't, so, but we'll get back to you here shortly. Well, I kicked most of the snow out of the area here, trying to get down to bare ground, because I don't want to be squeezing out a big pile of snow. So, then I got my tarp out. just so you know, there's a hole right here. That's where the fire's going, so hopefully we won't do that again. Here's my little camp pillow. This thing is awesome. I'm just going to toss it right there. Okay, so excuse me. We're going to start gathering firewood and get a fire going. There's a big pile of it right over there. A few oak branches right here. And a bunch of little stuff. So I'm going to gather that all up. And then once I get ready to light the fire, I'll turn this back on. How's that sound? Okay, so I found a bunch of really good dry birch bark, and I'm going to break it up like that. And I've even got some more, because what I'm going to do is try to get this going without having to use a lighter. Now, a guy I like to watch, Matthew Posa, I believe is how you say his name. Great guy. You guys should watch his channel, subscribe to it, everything else. But I was watching him, and he had read somewhere you gotta warm up your flint steel or fire striker, whatever you want to call it. So I'm gonna try that, I guess. There, look at that. I'm going to hurry up and try to put my branches on, my small sticks. Matthew is a fellow Michigander. Alright, sorry my camera was saying something to me. Anyways, he's from Michigan also. He's from the UP. I'm from the northern lower peninsula originally, but I'm now in Minnesota, and we got probably 6 inches of snow out here, which isn't too bad. I would love to have more, but this will work for tonight, because I did bring some water with, but I didn't want to bring too much because it's probably just going to freeze, since how it's supposed to get so cold tonight. Excuse me. That fire feels amazing. So, oh, trigger's all nestled up in the sunshine on the sleeping bag. So, thanks for the tip on warming up my fire steel. But I'm going to get a pretty good fire going. I really wish that wind wouldn't have shifted directions. First there wasn't any wind and it was coming from straight behind me. Now it's coming from that way, which sucks because it's going to be blowing right into my face. And I originally was going to set my tarp up like this, and I went, no, the wind's coming from that direction. This will work. So yeah, it's definitely going to make a fun challenge for tonight. I want to get a, it's too hard to break on my belly. I want to get a good bed of coals going. I'm going to set this here because it's got some frost on it. So hopefully that'll thaw out. I'm going to try to get enough wood gathered up to have a fire all night, but I honestly don't think I'll need it. This is mostly going to be just for cooking. I did take my thick winter coat off because the last thing you want to do is overheat, especially when it's this cold, because if you start sweating, you'll end up freezing. There, that's all that. Pick this up so I don't lose it. But hopefully this turns into a pretty good rip-roaring fire here. Oops, sorry. Man, there's Trigger, snug like a bug. He's all nice and toasty. But anyways, I'm gonna let you go for now. I'm gonna gather up some more wood, and I'm gonna focus. There you go. I don't know what is wrong with this camera and its autofocus system. But anyways, so I'm gonna let you go for now. And as soon as I get the American Classic campfire meal going, I will get back at you. All right, so the American Classic campfire meal. That was hard to say. Hot dogs. I already got my stick sharpened. And here I brought 3 hot dogs. And I even brought 3 buns. And I've got some spicy brown mustard. So we're gonna pop this open. We're gonna slap a hot dog on here. Tells you how cold it is. This hot dog, I don't know if you can see it, but it's steaming. That's how cold it is outside right now. Trigger is wrapped up in my coat. So we are gonna roast this bad boy up and have us a quick lunch and go back to gathering some more wood, because I can already tell this is the wind shifted directions again. It's coming from behind me this time. Sweet. Hopefully it stays like that. Actually, it'd be nice if the wind would just go away. But we're gonna cook this hot dog up and scarf it down, and then we're gonna gather some more wood. Definitely gonna need a lot of wood. Let's see what time it is. It's 12:30. Feels like it's much later than that, but you know, we're in the middle of winter, so sun goes down earlier, and about 4:30, 5 o'clock, it'll start getting pretty dark out. Maybe a little bit later, but yeah. So we're gonna get a bunch of wood gathered up. I didn't bring any kind of fancy beers or anything like that. Just brought a Coors Light with me just to have with dinner. It's gonna be a good hot dog. That fire is putting off a lot of heat. Trigger's nice and toasty, wrapped up in his... He's laying on top of the sleeping bag, and he's got my winter coat on him, which that's rated to -20. Plus he's got his hoodie on him that I made him. My friends Tina and Corey had a couple of small hoodies they didn't need anymore, so I took them and fabricated them into a coat for Trigger, so it covers his whole body, because most coats you buy just covers the top of them, doesn't cover their underneath. Oop. Ah, no! Saved it. Man. Stick burnt too. So, my first hot dog is going to be really ashy because it fell into the fire. I can't believe I did that. There's my hot dog. Hot dog's nice and warm, but the bun's cold. It's actually pretty good with the spicy mustard. I'm going to try to warm these buns up a little bit. This time I'm going to pay attention so I don't burn my stick in half and drop my hot dog in the fire again. I do have some kind of exciting news. If everything pans out right, you're going to start being able to watch my shows on Amazon Prime. Not just YouTube. But I uploaded a video just as a test run, the Show Us Your Steak special. I'm going to see how well that does, and if it does halfway decent, then I'm going to continue uploading episodes there too, so it'll give people more than one option to watch. Also, I'm tentatively planning my first week-long, which it'll be 8 days. I'm going to spend 8 days up north. I'm not sure if I want to do the Boundary Waters or if I just want to go up north somewhere and camp. There's a really nice campground up there. Is George C. something or other state park. I can't remember it offhand. Went there before a couple years ago and camped for 9 days, and it was a blast. So if I can remember which campground I was, or campsite rather, I was at, I'd like to go and do that again. Just Trigger and I get all our water from there and everything else. I'd probably bring a fishing pole, try to do some fishing. I don't think I'll bring the kayak because I haven't got Trigger figured out how to stay in a kayak yet. Oh, that's smoke. Wind shifted direction again. Alright. Ooh. Bun is nice and warm. It's even kind of toasted. I'm trying to plan 3 big trips this year. I'll still be doing my one-nighters and 2-nighters and stuff like that, but I'm really trying to plan a couple of big trips. I want to take 2 with just Trigger and I, and then 1 with Trigger and my children. That one I think I'm going to go back to Michigan and stay on this island. I just got to figure out how I'm going to get Trigger to the island. But that should be fun. All right, last hot dog. Some people don't like hot dogs. I love them. It's not rocket. I brought my thermometer with me, but my car, when I got out of it, it was -4. It was supposed to get up to +6 today, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. It is going to get really cold tonight. It's supposed to be -10. Hopefully there's no wind, but I'm going to try to keep a fire going, so to speak. Try to get some big logs on there tonight so I can hopefully have coals in the morning and not struggle to get a fire going. I did bring my twig stove, and I also brought those alcohol tabs with it, or for it rather. Excuse me. But I'll just use that to make my coffee if I have to. Smoke. Ah, damn nabbit. Worst stick ever. Stick keeps burning in half. But anyways, so I'm starting to plan a lot of big fun adventures this summer. I'm gonna do a couple more winter trips, whether they're just day trips or overnighters. Tonight's is gonna be, or this one's gonna be an overnighter. I'm gonna get this hot dog nice and black. Some people don't like their hot dogs burnt, but I do. So yeah, tonight's overnighter. Oops. Everything just wants to jump in the fire today. There, I'm gonna burn that useless stick too. But nice and chilly tonight. Definitely be a good test. I've camped in the wintertime when it's cold, but I haven't done this kind of camping. I haven't camped in a tarp and just my sleeping bag in the cold weather like this, so this is definitely going to be a bit of a challenge for me. I did not bring my saw with me or my big axe. I've got my little backpacking axe, but I don't know how good that's gonna work out, I guess. But fire is already starting to burn down for the most part, which is terrible. That means I'm gonna need a lot of wood tonight. I really wish I would have set my tarp up the other spot. I was going to go that way with it, but the wind was coming from that direction, so that's why I set it up like this, and yeah, now it's coming straight at me. Good news is it's going to push that heat up. I've got a Mylar blanket that I could hang inside here too to try to get that heat to reflect off me, but I don't know if I'm going to need it really, to be honest with you. Bring my garbage with me. I don't know. We'll see how this night goes, but I'm going to let you go for now. I'm going to just kind of warm up a little bit by the fire and then go start grabbing some more wood. I want to get a really good bed of coals rather for tonight. And when I decide to cook dinner, what time is it now? It's 10 to 1. Probably start dinner about 5 so I can get a good full belly and go from there. So we will chat at you soon. Okay, so got a fair amount of wood on there right now. Just trying to burn it down. Trying to burn this one in half that I can't break. There's enough wood for a couple hours. Not nearly the amount that we need. Goofy dog. So we are going to go this way, as I seen a couple more big trees. I'm going to try to drag back to camp. Landowner come out here and made some new trails. That would be Rick, by the way. Here's your good boy. Okay, so I'm just going to grab these two for now. Come on, Trigger. Yeah, there's plenty of these bigger branches and stuff. I just don't want to be overworking myself right now. I'm already down to just my hoodie, so you hear the crunching of the snow. That tells you how cold it is. Okay, there's that. Come here, Trigger. Goofy dog. Okay, we are gonna go check out the bushcraft shelter. Excuse me. See how it's faring in the winter. Oh, look, some more firewood. Perfect. Some red oak. That'll burn good. Grab that on the way back. You can see that snow crunching. Here's a good piece of firewood right here. I just don't believe I can carry it back. I might be able to. More firewood I'll grab. Oh, I think Trigger recognizes it. I'm gonna come out here one of these weekends and do an official winter overnight. I don't think I'll do a double, but at least do one, you know. Oh, there's my saw. But I like that Mylar blanket seeing its better days. Maple syrup, still mapley. Yeah. Oh, let's dust off the chair. Oh, yeah. Oops, sorry. Here, let me get you dizzy. Trying to get my glove. Okay. We're at the other shelter here still. I'm sitting in the chair. Feels quite nice. There's a fair amount of snow in the shelter because I don't have the roof finished yet, or the other wall. I just got some plastic I found hanging up for the other wall. I think I'm gonna try to do a 2-day, 2-night kind of, or 2-day, 1-night kind of thing out here at the shelter and try to get it finished. I gotta finish the roof and finish that wall over there, and then should be pretty much good to go. This summer I'm going to try to collect some of the lawn grass to thatch the roof with. See how that works out. But Trigger, what are you looking for, buddy? Goofy dog. So we're going to mosey on back to the other place there. I don't trip and fall first on the where we're doing the tarp thing. Jesus. So anyways, so yep, it was fun to see that that's still up. At least I built it right. I'm gonna grab some of this red oak on the way back. This is just a piece of popple, but I'll grab that too. Becker, here. Good boy. Definitely chilly out, but I'm working enough that I'm actually just got a little bit of sweat going on, which sucks, but it is what it is, I guess. Ooh, that's a big, thick, dense piece. There we go. Come on, Trigger. Kind of awkward holding the camera and trying to drag wood back too. There. Tend to this fire again. Sure doesn't take long for this to. There we go. Shouldn't take long for this little stuff to burn down. One. There we go. Okay, so fire's still burning pretty good. Just trying to get that dang thing to burn in half. So. So, yeah. Trigger chilling. Hi, Trigger. So, oh, definitely getting warm. But, let's see, we'll go gather up some more wood and just try to keep a good bed of coals. That's my main prerogative right now. I got enough big bulky stuff that it should hopefully last throughout the night. It's mostly oak, so it's really dense. So that'll hopefully burn all night. So I've got a good bed of coals in the morning, because get up in the morning, get a fire going, get some coffee in us, and then any buggers? Ain't snot coming out of there? Gross. I brought oatmeal. I'm not going to do the scrambled eggs. I'm just going to melt some snow probably and cook some oatmeal up, and then probably head on out of here. I'd like to be out of here by noon. I got some paperwork I got to fill out yet, and do a couple other things around the house, and go from there. But goofy dog. It's gonna be frozen solid come morning. Don't worry, none of that's snot. It's condensation. So yeah, I'm actually not that cold. For as cold as it is, it's not that bad. You know, if the wind were whipping really good, I think it'd be terrible. But it's just a slight breeze. It's probably bringing the temperature down a couple of degrees, I'm sure. But I'm not gonna cry home about it. Oh, man. I think I got a pretty good fire going. It's nice having this little divot right here, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna complain one bit. Goofy dog. So I'm gonna let you go for now. Okay, so really good fire going. I got a fair amount of wood. Should last me the night. Like I mentioned, I don't think I'm going to need a fire all night with my sleep system. And you know, if for any reason I get too cold and I have to tap out, or if trigger gets too cold and I have to tap out, my car's not far away. It's a 5-minute walk. I could always go there, warm up, come back, tear everything down. You know, this is kind of a challenge for me. Like I said, this is the coldest I've ever camped in my just my tarp. You know, when we were kids, my dad used to take us winter camping, and you know, we had heaters and stuff like that, so it wasn't too terribly bad. So not quite like this, so to speak. What are you doing, goofball? Goofy dog. So, yeah. This fire is definitely putting off a lot of heat. Smokes. I really want to camp in a big blizzard, but it just, the snow only seems to come during the work week. I haven't had any snow on the weekend. Not here anyways. I mean, it snowed in Michigan, but I didn't do an overnight there. I just did a day trip with my daughter Ellie. So yeah, fun times. What are you doing? Goofy dog running around with a stick. Oh. I'm gonna try to break some of this wood up. Kind of like a caveman here. Smokes. Probably isn't the safest way to do this, This piece could fly up, crack me in the head. That's oak. It ain't breaking like that. And this piece here is a big, yeah, that's a big thick piece of oak too. Have to burn it in half, which is fine. Those bigger pieces I'll put on there tonight. And I'll take and I'll take those and throw them on tonight, and if I wake up cold I can push the ends in. Yeah, that piece is only burnt in half. There we go. Okay, so now that everything's frozen, because it's middle of January in Minnesota, I am going to walk out on the swamp. I want to grab a couple of cattails, and for a couple of different reasons. One, you can smoke them, but you don't smoke them like a cigarette. You light the end, and to me it smells good, but there's sugars in the stem, and that heat forces the sugars up the stem, and it's kind of a sweet little treat. I used to do it when I was a kid. Probably not a good thing for kids to do, but there's other things you can do too. Awesome fire starter. That I guarantee you would take a spark in one try. The problem is it burns really quick, so you've got to have a lot of it. But the right conditions, it would be great to start a fire with. Other thing too, you can just light it and let it burn and carry it kind of like a tinder bundle. So it'll burn for a real long time. So, you know, if you're lost or trapped or whatever out in the woods and you have some cattails and you want to move, but let's say your lighter quit working or whatever, you can gather a couple of those cattails and bring them with and carry your fire. This looks like really, really long grass in this swamp. Ooh. There we go. Oh, smokes. I wish I had some snowshoes. And of course, cattails are almost all the way to the other side. Definitely would not be able to do this in the summertime unless I had some bog shoes. Here's a cattail right here. So I'll break it off, I'm gonna grab this one. I'm gonna grab probably, I don't know, 2 more. That's the seeds. Okay, and here's one more we'll grab. On the hole. Come on. There. There's 3 of them. Now we're going to go back to the shelter and, or the tarp, I should say. And I will, holy Christ, show you what I'm talking about with these things. Oh, excuse me. That's a hell of a workout. Whew. Right in the throat. That felt awesome. Okay. Rabbit poop everywhere. That sounds tasty. Not rabbit poop. Rabbit poop doesn't sound tasty at all. But rabbit fish sounds tasty. Gotta get back in shape. Holy shit. Somehow managed to put 50 pounds on over the summer. And, yeah, way too much. Holy Christ. So, yeah, that's my New Year's resolution, if anybody's asking, is to get back to 220. This is too damn much right now. Okay, back at the shelter. Ooh, doggy. That was a great big breath of smoke. So I'm gonna let you go for here for a minute and set this up so I can show you what I was talking about. Okay, so I'm gonna take this and see how it's just this real poofy dry stuff. I'm going to put it all, I'm going to break it up, and I'm going to, holy smokes, I'm going to tuck it all in here. Like that. And I'm going to grab my fire steel. I'm going to show you how easy this stuff ignites, and also how fast it burns. So, trigger's snuggling. Ready? Look how easy that is. There we go. Come on. Look at that. Just burns. it burns really quick. So I mean that's the big problem. I mean if you had it mixed with like some grass and stuff like that, where you could keep it going. Okay. But yeah, that stuff burns really quick, and burns for a really long time. So that's one thing you can do with them. The other thing, like I was saying earlier, you can ignite the tip here, and it'll just burn really slow. You know, this one right here could burn for a couple hours probably, and you've got that hot ember to get a fire going. So I'm going to get this going, and then that third one I'm going to break up, and I'm going to show you what I was talking about. All right, so this is burning. So you could carry this along with you, and then if you got another cattail that's dry, you make kind of like a taco here. There. Not the cleanest, but you know, if it were grass too mixed in there, I'd have a nice little fire bundle. So I'm gonna get this stuff off my face and out of my mouth. And the other cool thing you can do with these is this is what I mean by smoking them. So once that gets good and burning, it heats this up. I'm assuming this is how it works. I'm not a scientist or whatever, but gets all the sugars to come out this end of the stem, and it's actually quite tasty. Smile. Okay, don't look cool. So it is 150. I'm gonna put this out of the way, and we're gonna time how long this thing takes to burn. So to essentially give you an idea how long you can carry fire for. So it's burning nice and good. God, and it smells good. So we're going to stick this somewhere where Trigger's not going to try to eat it, or I'm not going to step on it or anything like that. And we're just going to leave it like this, and I'll check on it periodically, make sure it's still burning and everything. This nice little breeze should actually help it. Yeah. It's burning good. It's like nature's incense. So we're going to stick it somewhere and keep checking on it. Like I said, it's 150 right now, so we'll check on it every, I don't know, half hour to begin with, just to give us a time frame, and then every hour or so. Okay, it's still burning. It's only been about 5-10 minutes, but just wanted to show you here where I stuck it. Fire's going good. Trigger's nice and comfortable. It's pretty open here, but good news is the wind's pretty much died off to nothing, so that's a big plus. That's a swamp. That's why that's so open. there's the sun. Let's see, what's the 3-finger deal? Okay. So 1, 2, 3. So 3, I think I'm counting that right. Oops, sorry. Yeah, 3 sounds about right. There's about 2.5 hours of sunlight left, maybe 3. It's 2 o'clock. The sun sets roughly around 5. So yeah, that is about accurate. So 1, 2, 3. That's 3 hours of sunlight left. Anybody that's wondering what I'm doing that hasn't okay, let's try it so you can actually see me. So anybody that's wondering what I was just doing, so when you do that, the come on, focus. So let's see, where's the sun? There's the sun. So you got the 1, 2, 3 thing I just did. So 3 fingers between the sun and the ground. Every time you could do the 3 is an hour of sunlight left. So I counted 3 fingers of 3, meaning there's 3 hours of sunlight left, which it's somewhat accurate. It'll probably be daylight for about another 3 hours. So that's a neat little trick I learned over the years of reading and looking at pictures and stuff. So, you know, if you're ever lost or out in the woods or hiking or trying to get somewhere and you don't have a watch or whatever, you can use that 3-finger thing to tell how much sunlight you got left. So that's cool. Okay, now that you can actually see me, Trigger's curled up and sleeping underneath my coat on top of the sleeping bags. Fire's burning still, which is a good thing. Cattail looks like it's burned almost a quarter of it, and it has been about 20 minutes. So I'm guessing that one there will probably end up burning a total of an hour. So basically what I originally said, I guess. So, you know, if you had to travel a good distance and you had to bring fire with you, I'd grab a few of them. These ones are small. I've seen these things the size of a kielbasa before. I mean, just massive. One like that would burn for quite a while. So I might add a little bit more wood to this fire. It's letting off a fair amount of heat. It's just not quite enough heat because I'm letting Trigger use my coat. So I've just got my hoodie and some long johns on. So yeah, we will go from there. I'm gonna set my thermometer up here in a little bit so we can get a good temperature read what it is right now. The wind's kicked back up again coming from this direction, which is going to be blowing right on me. So we're going to be inside the sleeping bag tonight with probably throw my coat over top of my face. And that bag scrunches down pretty good, but your face is still well exposed, so just throw the my coat over top of my head. That'll keep all that heat and everything in there for Trigger and I. Snot rockets. So, but I'm going to throw some more wood on and we'll get back to you here in just a little bit. Well, I got a good fire going, but it is so smoky. It's bringing tears to my eyes. Jesus. So anyways, it is, if I can open my eyes long enough to see, dang it. I'm gonna have to move this, the fire is affecting it. I checked it earlier. It was 7 degrees out. That smoke. So that's above zero, by the way. It is 10 to 3, so I've got about 2 hours of daylight left. Cattail burnt up. It lasted, there's still a little bit on there, but I'm gonna call it an hour for that one cattail. I'm sorry, Trigger. Yes, I did. Sweet. Haha, it's not rag. Sorry, that smoke is just killing my damn nose. It's like no matter where I move, it just, how's it go? I hate rabbits, 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 I hate rabbits. Nope. I love rabbits, 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 I love rabbits. No, that didn't work either. So, probably can't see because of my glasses, but I got my eyes closed right now because that smoke is just driving me absolutely crazy. It's just swirling around. The wind can't make up its mind. Now the wind's coming from that direction, which you think would blow it away. No, it's just twirling. Probably because I got my tarp sitting here. So, I went and gathered a couple more pieces of wood. I threw them on already. I got the, one thing I learned with dehydrated food, especially meats, hamburger, stuff like that, especially hamburger. You hear a lot of people complain that they call it gravel because their hamburger is like gravel when they try to rehydrate it. So something I learned is you add a little bit more water than you need, and then you just kind of let it soak and slowly simmer, and that will rehydrate the meat a lot better and turn it back into meat, not gravel. You know, it makes for a longer time, so you know you're not just gonna stop and start cooking your meal and have the hamburger or chicken or whatever be perfect. Same with the scrambled eggs I make. You know, I let them soak in water a little bit, try to rehydrate just that little bit, and then I cook them. So if you're, you know, you make your own dehydrated food and you bring it with you on your backpack and trip or whatever, don't expect to stop and have a awesome meal in 10 minutes. I'll let that simmer, that real slow simmer like that, for probably a good hour. Because it's bigger pieces of chicken, and then I'll cook it. And same with any kind of hamburger meals, you know, spaghetti and stuff like that. I let it soak and just slowly boil. Not even boil, just keep the water warm, and that'll keep or have your make your meal taste a lot better. Sorry, it's a squirrel. Okay, now the thermometer's reading right. Yep, it's 7 degrees. I don't know how well you can see that or not, but yeah, it's 7-8 degrees out, something like that. So we're gonna leave that there for now. Hopefully it doesn't get stepped on or anything. But over here by the fire, it's actually about 20 degrees. Right here, it's probably even hotter. Here, I've got the time, so I'm going to hold the thermometer right here, about level with me. I'm going to hold it here for just a couple minutes, and we're going to see how long it takes and how warm it gets. Oh man, stuffy. So one thing that I hate about the smoke is it just plugs me right up in the sinus area. Yeah, it's 40 degrees right here. So right here by my head, where my face is, it's 40 degrees. 40 degrees doesn't seem like a lot, but you got to remember, it's actually 7 degrees out. So, you know, that's quite a bit of a difference there. And I'm going to set it right here, about where my head's going to be, and we'll see if the sunlight and the fire affects it at all. Oh God, the smoke. Trigger's sleeping again. So yeah, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. I mean, I'm not even moving around and doing anything. I'm just sitting here like a bump on a log and talking to myself like a crazy person. Well, actually, I'm talking to you, I suppose. But anyways, I'm comfortable. It's just like this. Trigger's underneath my coat in his sweater on top of the sleeping bags. He's comfortable. He's not shivering or anything. He's curled up like a little ball, just staying nice and comfortable, taking a nap. But yeah, so even right here by my head, it is 28 degrees out, or 28 degrees right there. Again, 28 degrees, that's below freezing. That doesn't seem hot, but when it's 7, that's a hell of a difference. So, I mean, if I needed the fire all night, which I'm still going with, I'm not going to. I mean, I am going to pile all this wood on at night and let it burn, and I'm not really doing that for comfort-wise, for heat. It's just, you know, hopefully I've got a good bed of coals in the morning and I can just throw some branches and sticks and whatnot on and have a good fire to help warm up and get some water boiling and make some oatmeal before I pack up and hit the road. So, you know, but it will help, and you know, it gives you comfort or whatever you want to call it. Have a fire going before you fall asleep. You know, just the thought of it. Monks can sit there and meditate, and I actually seen this on a show. They meditate and they picture a boiler in their stomach, and they do these breathing exercises. And every time they exhale, they're blowing the flame to heat the boiler up, to pump the heat through their system. Whether or not that really works, I don't know. But the show that I seen, there was a monk. He was sitting just in his robe or drabs or whatever you call them, and it was like 10 degrees out, and he was meditating and didn't freeze to death. Sat out there for, I don't remember if it was a couple hours, a couple of days, what it was. But so the psychological aspect of the fire, you know, you see it and you can feel it on your face. It keeps your body warm because you're focusing on it, if that makes any sense. But let's see, what is it, 3 o'clock? Yeah, it's about 3 o'clock. We got 2 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that. I'm not hungry. I probably shouldn't have ate 3 hot dogs, but that's got to sit a while anyways and just slowly rehydrate before I start cooking it. So we're just gonna let that sit there, and I did buy a Gatorade because I'm horrible at remembering to drink water and stuff like that in the winter time. So I'm trying I need to rehydrate. I can tell that I'm dehydrated, and so I bought that Gatorade. I'm gonna probably break into it here shortly and drink some of that. I'm not even sure where I put it. I think it's in my cooler so it doesn't freeze. I brought a cooler to keep stuff from freezing, not to keep stuff cold. But yeah, so that's that. I'm gonna set that there for now so I don't break it. So here's the fire, still burning nice and good. I've got a glare on the screen, but right over there is the pot with the teriyaki chicken in it, or sweet and sour chicken teriyaki. I think it's teriyaki chicken. I don't remember. I don't remember what I made. I should have probably marked it. I don't know. But see how warm it is? My beard thawed out. So that's just going to sit there and do that. And I don't know, I might go gather up a little bit more firewood just to keep going. I mean, you just, like in the summertime, you don't need it other than, you know, the smoke to help keep the bugs away and see my breath, the to cook on, so you don't go through that much wood. You know, if it were summertime, I probably would have just now got a fire going, if even now. But in the wintertime, you need it for the heat too, for the most part, and cooking and everything. So you burn through a lot of wood. I mean, if I were to do this for a weekend, I mean, I would have to spend an entire day just cutting and gathering wood. You know, this stuff I broke. My saws at the bushcraft shelter, I evidently left it here last time I was out. Oops. You know, but I really don't need it right now. I hear a chicken. Or a rooster, sorry. Quick question. If a rooster is standing at the peak of a roof and lays an egg, which way does the egg roll? Answer in the comments. Now I'm hungry for chicken. Anyways, you know, my show is slowly starting to take off. You know, I think in a lot of my earlier videos, I was taking it way too serious and trying to just, oh, this is how you do it, and da 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 da. You know, there is, but there is no real right and wrong when doing this. I'm not a professional by any stretch of the imagination. I've read a lot of books. I've watched some shows. There's two guys I follow on YouTube that do the same thing. You know, and I was taking it too serious. So, you know, I'm just going to come out here and have fun. And what are you doing, buddy? You hear that chicken? You hear that rooster? Goofy dog. But, so, yep. I'm just going to be myself and, you know, I'll try to teach you things that I've learned and things that I've read. And now here's one thing I've learned. Don't have your tarp too close to the fire. You're going to have a bunch of holes in it. I need to get another one anyways. I want at least two of these. This one I'll probably turn into my ground tarp, and then the new one I'll turn into keep the rain off my tarp. I'm probably going to bring my hammock with when I go up north, hopefully in June. And, you know, it's got a bug screen on it and all that. I can hang the tarp over top of it. It's big enough that, you know, if the bugs are too bad, because I don't want Trigger getting eaten alive by mosquitoes while I'm, you know, hiding out. But that thing's big enough that, you know, I could bring Trigger into the hammock with me, and he'd be nice and comfortable and not he's just staring. He's like, oh, I hear that chicken, that rooster. But anyways, you know, I can put him in there too, so the mosquitoes and stuff aren't just eating the shit out of them. There's different things they got for dogs now. They got pills and collars and everything else that are supposed to keep the come here, leave that chicken alone. Come here, Goofy. Come here. Come here, Squeaky. Come here, Squeaky. Come on. Come on.
You didn't want to go that way. Come on, up here and lay down. Come on, there you go. Lay down. Lay down, Chucklehead. Focus on me. Come on, camera. Focus. Whee. There we are. Trigger wants that chicken. That rooster. So, anyways, yeah, I could do that too, but regardless, I don't want him, you know, up north there's, I don't know, it's probably wolves, I don't know. I imagine there's bear, because I've seen them up there. Definitely coyotes, so I don't need something trying to draw him out and eat him. So he'll probably just sleep in the hammock with me. Yep, so that's it for now. I'm gonna add a little bit more wood. I might go grab a little bit more wood. I don't want to burn all that good heavy dense stuff until tonight, so I'm just gonna keep meandering in a boat and gathering stuff and throwing it on there for now, just to keep it going, keep a good bed of coals, all that. And probably closer to when I get ready for bed, I'm gonna throw all the wood on and call it a night. Toodaloo. Goofy dog. Found some chunks of oak and threw it on there, and some popple tree, and let it burn and keep me warm. Goofy dog. Okay, it is 4:06 to be exact. Went and gathered some more wood. There it is. The chicken stir fry. That's what it is. It's chicken stir fry. Jeez, oh Pete. It's coming along pretty good. I got a lot of wood on there. Just trying to build up some heat. It's about 3 degrees right now. Wind chill, I'm sure, is bringing it down around 0 or so. There we go. Clear my throat. Ugh. Anyways, sun's just about down. I'm gonna guess about, yep, 1 hour left. Trigger's chilling on the sleeping bag. Yeah. There's the swamp. There's Trigger. There's the fire. Yeah. So, you know, it's pretty chilly, but you know, the fire is definitely making a hell of a difference. It really is. I still got all my big logs I'm going to throw on tonight, just to try to keep good coal bed going. I'll probably go and collect some more wood throughout the day, or well, what's left of the day, just to help. But yeah, I mean, I'm still just in my hoodie and my long johns. I got my snow pants on and my hat. I like this hat. And my cheap, thin, real tree outdoor blah 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 gloves. No. Sorry, the green light's like, ooh, squirrel. Anyways, yep, so just the hand's a little bit chilly from holding the phone. Definitely cold on the skin. My face, thank God I got this beard. But yeah, so just doing that and relaxing next to the fire. Fire is burning really good. Trigger. Oh, we're gonna check dinner. See how it's looking. still a little bit thick. So we're gonna let that keep boiling and try to get some of that moisture out of there. Oh man, I warm up my one hand. I don't have my glove on. Sorry. But yeah, it's a pretty good fire. It's a lot of oak, some popple in there. Excuse me. So yeah, that's burning really good. I'm contemplating making some coffee. I don't know if I want to though, because as good as coffee sounds right now, I really don't want to be up all night because I'm all hocked up on caffeine. But it is only 10 after 4, so I'm probably gonna go to sleep about 8, 9 o'clock. I don't want to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and be wide awake either, so the later I can stay up, probably the better. So I think we're gonna get a pot of coffee going. So check in with you soon. Okay, dinner is done. I got my spoon and I got dinner. It's a little bit soupy still, but I'm not going to complain. I'm going to melt this chunk of snow so I can wash this out. So we're going to set that there. But yeah, there's dinner. Big old helping of chicken stir fry. There, I remembered. Yay. So we're gonna, chicken still feels kind of hard. Yeah, chicken's still hard. But it's edible. Probably should have let it simmer quite a bit longer, but it's good. Coffee's done. It's just staying warm and kind of cooling down just a little bit, because if you've seen any of my other videos, whenever I make coffee, I always try to drink it right away and burn the heck out of my mouth. Big piece of broccoli. Noodles and vegetables are perfect. It's the chicken's a little hard, but like I said, it's still edible. Almost tastes like a chicken jerky. Once I get this good hot meal in me, it should definitely warm me up. I not to get too personal, but my nipples are hard. They're rubbing on my long john t-shirt, and kind of painful. I should have put the softer one that I got on. This is really tasty. I actually dehydrated this probably about 2 months ago or so. When I take my week-long trip up north, I'm going to have all dehydrated food. There. That ain't appetizing. But yeah, I'll have all dehydrated food and probably some jerky and trail mix and stuff like that, because I don't plan on just sitting in the camp. I want to do some hiking and get some good videos, maybe do some fishing in the river if I go to the one place. So this meal is definitely going on my camping list. Yummy. Well, that was tasty. My hands are freaking cold. But holy smokes. So yeah, that's excuse me, chicken stir fry. I'll get this rinsed out as best I can. Dang it. Because this is the same pot I'm using to make oatmeal in the morning. And as good as that was, I really don't, man, really? Oh well, it's getting washed out anyways. I really don't want my oatmeal tasting like my sorry, trying to multitask too much. I don't want my oatmeal tasting like dinner, so we're gonna wash that pot out as best I can. Unfortunately, I didn't think to grab anything to wash the pots and pans out with. I've got my snot rag, which I really don't want to use, but I might have to. I really need to get a couple of scrubbing doohickeys and put them, excuse me, put them inside of my hiking bag. So I've always got them, so I don't have to try and remember to grab them. But, oh well, lesson learned. So that was dinner. I'm gonna pour a cup of coffee, so I'll get back with you here shortly. Sorry for the smoke in my eyes, but I just found a major score. I was gathering up just a little bit more firewood, just because I'm trying to lay off the bigger stuff for as best I can. And I seen this piece of wood about this big, real thick, real heavy, and didn't think much of it. I brought it back, set it by the fire to get some of the snow off of it, and it almost instantly caught on fire. Well, it's a great big piece of pine. I'm guessing the stump. So yeah, that thing's in there right now, and as you can see, it's burning really good, and it is letting off a tremendous amount of heat. Yeah. Almost to the point that I've got to scoop back a little bit, but yeah, I wish I had a bunch of that. That'd keep a really good fire going. Holy smokes. But yeah, that's burning good. It's What time is it? It's 5:04. The sun's pretty much down. There's just, you know, a little bit of residual light. Just gonna sit here and enjoy my coffee and the heat. Yeah, right there's the thermometer. So it's you know, kind of close, not real close to the fire. It's a good 4 feet or so, and the wind's blowing this way, but it's 10 degrees right there. The air temperature right now is about 3 degrees. So, if that, it might even be colder. My knee's on fire. But, I'm gonna scoot back a little bit. There you go. Hi. So that's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, just that one piece, that's all I seen. Wish I had more. About 15 more pieces like that. That'd keep that fire going nice and toasty all night. Trigger is in the sleeping bag. He started getting a little bit chilly, so I let him crawl in there. He's passed out. You know, one of these days I'm going to bring marshmallows with, even if it's just 1 or 2. Get a little bit of that nostalgic feeling. But, man, it's letting off a lot of heat. And smoke, unfortunately. That's the only downfall of pine, is it lets off a lot of smoke because of all the pitch in it. That's why it engulfed in flames. I think, don't quote me, but I think that's what they call fat wood. Like if I could take that and process it down in the, you know, small hot dog sized sticks, that'd be great, because I could take that and shave it and then throw it in the or use it to get a fire going. Oh. Coffee is nice and hot still. I don't know if the camera's picking it up or not, but you can see the black smoke coming off that pine. But yeah, as dense as that piece is, I think it'll burn for a good while and let off a lot of heat, which is good. I was going to take my mylar blanket and hang it from this tree and kind of wrap it around just to block that wind, but yeah, really the wind's mostly cut down. So I think I'm going to take my little cooler and go on the backside and set it on that tarp just to finish closing that part off. I replaced the batteries in my lantern, both of them. I've actually got 4 of them total, but I only brought 2 with. No, I brought 3 with, but I'm only going to use 1, maybe 2 of them. So yeah, that's the update so far. Set my my snot rag was getting wet, so I set it by the fire to dry out. It's mostly dry. Yeah. So, yep, that's what's going on right now. So, we'll let you go for now and see you in a bit. Okay, so I broke out my phone and connected it to data, which shockingly I got a little bit of service right here. It is 0 degrees out, roughly, plus or minus a degree probably. So yeah, it's ooh, you can see the fire in my eyes. Anyways, so yep, it's 0 and it's just gonna keep dropping. Like I said, it's supposed to get down to -10 tonight. That's hot coffee. So yeah, not too bad. It's climbed up to about 15 degrees almost 20 degrees where the thermometer is sitting at. Anyways, that's how good that fire is burning because of that piece of pine. That's the other wood I've got for the rest of the night. I put water in both my pan and my coffee pot because it's going to get really cold tonight. I'm hoping that I've got it close enough but not too close to the fire that it stays thawed out and warm, so in the morning when I get a fire going again, or if there is hopefully a good bed of coals yet, I can just set those on it and get the water boiling and get my coffee and my oatmeal going so I can eat and pack up and head home and thaw out. Excuse me. Okay, so it is officially -3 degrees out. I threw all the wood on. See if this makes a difference. That's a little too bright. So anyways, it's officially cold out. Sugar. Come on, Sugar. Sugar's whining in the sleeping bag. Come on. What are you doing, goofball? What are you doing, you goofball? What are you doing? Huh? There you go. Oh, he's nice and toasty. I think he's got a pee. So, oh man, it's warm on the legs. Dang it. The lantern got too close to the fire. And I melted it. Dang it. It's letting off a lot of heat, apparently. So, anyways, it was warm. Yeah, Trigger got a little, or it got really warm in there, so happy about that. But he started whining, he had to go potty. Oops. No, that's too close. There we go. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. I can't open up the battery part of it. God dang it. Son of a gun. Oh well, those are really cheap, so I can always buy more, I suppose. I think I paid 15 bucks for 4 of them or something like that. They're really bright. The batteries last quite a while. Really impressed with the battery life. There's a full moon out, which is cool in the summertime. At night, that means cold temperatures. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be chilly tonight. Like I said, it's like -3 to -4 degrees out. Sun's basically gone. I can see a little bit of light in the horizon there, but certainly nothing to go home about. Still sipping on my coffee. What are you doing, bud? Oh, dang it. I'm trying to sit my coffee cup somewhere. There we go. Come on. Up here. Scroungy, moungy, mutt. You scoopy doggy. You scoopy doggy. You scoopy doggy. Oh, there's the puppy. There's the puppy. Oh, there's the critter. Oh, there's the critter. Well, you can see him. Calm down, Spaz. You knock stuff in the fire. There you go. Come on, lay down. Down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down, Goofy. Goofy dog. Goofy dog. Goofy dog. You're being a spaz. Come on. There you go. Is that better? Is that better? There. You're on my lap. That's all he wanted, was to be on my lap. Quit knocking yourself. There. Lay down. You hungry? Is that what it is? You're hungry? Here, I'll get you some food. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to get him some food, and we'll talk back at you soon. Got a pretty good fire going. It's now -4 degrees out. It was full moon, so I can actually see pretty good in the woods. Fair amount of heat coming off this. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be burning much longer. So here in a little bit, it's only a little bit after 6, but here shortly I'm going to be crawling inside my sleeping bag and just staying warm, I guess. Hopefully this next couple hours flies by so I can go to bed. I don't want to go to bed too early because I'll be up at 3 o'clock in the morning wide awake. So, yep. Okay, well, it is officially -6 degrees out. Piling the last few, there we go, sticks up on the fire, and Trigger and I are going to crawl into the sleeping bag and just kind of chillax. Got my little lantern going. No big bright full moon, but you can kind of see, I guess. So, yep, we're gonna get snug and warm. But before we do that, I got to take my boots off and snow pants and hoodie, because you want to be, I don't know, stripped down to the bare basics when you crawl into your sleeping bag, I guess. And then that way in the morning you can put your clothes on, you're nice and toasty. So we'll chat at you soon. Video kind of looks like crap. I think it's because the light's shining at it. But so I'm gonna take my boots off and kind of set them near the fire so they somewhat stay warm. And then take my snow pants off and my hoodie off. I've got 2 pairs of long john pants on. I've got 2 long john shirts on and a pair of wool socks. That and Trigger's body heat and the heat I'm going to be creating should keep us nice and toasty tonight. Like I said, if it doesn't and I have to tap out, I'm not that far from the car, and we can go in there and warm up, and there we go. We can crawl in there and warm up. For the night. Or not for the night. Go in there and warm up and then come tear down real quick. I don't think we're going to have to do that, though. Brr. Definitely a little bit chilly out. Okay. Sure, nobody wants to see me stripped down to my underwear. So I'm going to let you go for now. Warm my feet up just a little bit. I might actually switch socks because these ones are actually kind of damp. I'm surprised because these boots suck. So I'm going to go grab my dry socks and switch them out with these wet ones and get all snuggled up in the sleeping bag, and I will get back to you. Okay, so I'm switching socks here. You can see these ones are steaming. That's not a good sign. I'm going to sit my feet near the fire for a minute, just kind of dry them out and warm them up. Move my coat, because I'm going to pull that over my head tonight. Hello. That way we trap all the heat inside. Definitely a little chilly out. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so there you go. See what it looks like with this off. Yeah, it's pretty dark. There we go. So it's cold for sure, but we're gonna get situated in the sleeping bag, and then I'll turn this back on. Well, we're inside the sleeping bag, shaking off the chills. The trigger's curled up down by my feet, and left the hoodie on for now, just till I get over this initial shivering, and then once I do that, then I'll probably take it off, but I'm going to leave it in the sleeping bag with me so it stays nice and warm. Yeah, definitely chilly out, but I'm going to crawl completely inside this thing and close the hood on it. So you can't see me. You can't see me. Peekaboo. So, yeah, I'm already starting to warm up just being in here like this. I mean, it's wide open up here at where my head's poking out. So I think once I crawl all the way inside and close it all up and drag my coat over top of my head, I should be nice and toasty. So, yep. She's definitely a cold one, boys. Definitely a cold one tonight. And girls. Boys and girls. Yeah. It's only supposed to get down to -10 tonight, so the sleeping bag's rated to -25. Great sleeping bag, just really big and bulky, but you gotta understand, it's gotta be big and bulky to keep you that warm, you know. Oh, hands are cold. But oh, what time is it? It's 10 after 7, so a little bit earlier than I was hoping to be hopping in here. I'm kind of wish I would have gathered more wood, but you know, I'm not depending on the wood for heat, so but it would be nice to have had a really big fire going before I fell asleep. I think it definitely would have helped. So, but I am going to let you go for now, and if I wake up freezing, or if I have to tap out, I'll definitely turn the camera back on. But we will talk to you later. Everybody have a good night. Stay warm. Hopefully Trigger and I do. Oh, that's bright. Okay, so here we are. Trigger's down. Trigger's down there. Um, it's actually not that bad in here. It's quite comfortable, to be honest with you. This is a gigantic sleeping bag, but yeah, it's -6 outside. I can barely see my breath, so you know it's pretty warm in here. My beard's thawing out to tell you how warm it is in here. But yeah, this is my sleeping bag. Welcome to my sleeping bag. I got my little pillow. Actually, it wasn't a bad idea sleeping on this hill because my head's up a little bit higher. Yeah. So anyways, it's nice and toasty in here. Trigger's curled up, keeping my legs and feet warm and what have you. And I managed to pull my coat over top of the opening on my sleeping bag. I'm hoping that it stays there and I don't end up halfway out of my sleeping bag or something silly like that over the night. But yeah, it's nice. So I will talk to you guys later. I'm going to lay here and hopefully get some sleep. So good night. It's dark. You can't see me. It's -8 out. Yeah. I'm wide awake. I should not have had the coffee. Excuse me. Coffee's goofy with me. Sometimes it puts me to sleep. Other times it's like I drink a cup of coffee. And this is one of those nights. So, yeah. It's about 8:30. That's probably part of the problem, too. Trigger decided that he had to go potty, so we crawled out, and it was kind of a pain trying to get him back in the sleeping bag, but I finally got him in here. So, we're nice and toasty again. But I will check in with you guys later. Well, unfortunately, I can't get comfortable. I can't keep Trigger in the sleeping bag. Every time I get comfortable and get ready to doze off, he decides he wants to go out. So, I guess I shouldn't have brought him with. I'd probably be sleeping by now. But, unfortunately, I'm going to have to call this trip a done deal. So, next time I'll not bring him with, unfortunately, because I love it when he comes with. But this is just ridiculous. So, I'm going to quick pack up and head back to the car. It's about -10 right now. So, inside my sleeping bag, I'm not bad. It's not cold at all, but holy smokes. I step out of my sleeping bag and I'm freezing my ass off. Excuse my language. So I'm going to quick get my snow pants on and try to get this tore down as quick as possible. I'll check in with you. Okay, well, holy shit is it cold out. Excuse my language. It's -11 right now. I just hurried up and packed. We're in the car, waiting for it to warm up a little bit, and we're gonna head home. You know, I knew this was gonna be kind of a risk bringing Trigger with because of the temperatures, but he was doing just fine when he was in the sleeping bag. But he'd hear a noise or he had to pee or whatever, and he just wouldn't stay still, wouldn't stay in the sleeping bag.
And then it's kind of a fight to try to get him back in the sleeping bag. So by the time I'd get him back in, I'd be cold. So yeah, frost everywhere. I'm not going to do that again. I don't think I'm going to probably bring him with anymore in the wintertime unless it's going to be warm. You know, this was foolish on my part. You know, I was out of town for a week, so I wanted to bring him with, spend some time with him. And unfortunately, this is what happened. I guess I probably should have left him home. And all that fun jazz, but you know, mistakes, they get made. Not upset with Trigger at all. He did really good today. Just that sleeping bag's big, but he felt cramped. I felt cramped. Every time I'd kind of start relaxing, get ready to doze off, he'd move or something and completely wake me up again. So yeah, this is just you know, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So tune in next time. I'm gonna do this again. I think what I'll do next time is I'll probably stay in the shelter and spend an adequate amount of time gathering up wood so I can have a good fire all night. That was the other thing too, was my fire burned out way quicker than I thought it would, and it's just down to coals right now. Excuse me. So you know, it sucks, but yeah, definitely be a better plan next time. I can't feel my toes or my fingers. So yeah, we learned a lesson today. Don't bring Trigger with unless it's summertime. But you know, he did really good. You know, and I'm happy for him. And you know, by myself, I think I could have done this easily. My feet were a little bit cold, but my feet are always a little bit cold. I don't know, poor circulation maybe. So, but we're gonna get heading home and get him warmed up and probably get myself warmed up, maybe even take a nice hot shower. So we'll talk at you soon. He's whining because he's ready to go.